I have to say, it is so cool to talk to you about the series. I really love the way your voice grounds the storytelling because this is such a fantastical series, and hearing your voice and the way you kind of bookend the stories really, I just think it adds such a great depth to the show. I
Well, their concept was really good, and I'm just lucky to be part of it, actually. And I was saying to someone that many times I will do a reading as realistically as I can, as if I'm talking to somebody directly across the room rather than, they'll only let me see like 20 minutes scene, 20 seconds scene and feed me my dialogue right before. I usually have no idea what's going on at least a day before. I've never read a script or anything, but that's my business. I've been in that kind of position before. I even did one movie where I talked all the way through it as Peter the Apostle. And because I had a shroud on, I had earphones and a variable recorder. And as I would play it back to myself, I would talk to these people. And I thought, oh, God, that's awful. Oh, it's awful. And I saw it recently and I went, I totally believe that, So anyway, all that's about is that I have some experience at piecemealing at the last minute. But we all became friends, the sound guys, the director, Robert Downey, who said, Jim's the only guy I want to do this. And somehow I'm amazed when people said, God, I can't believe, how much you add to the show. And I'm going, what? I don't quite get it, but okay, I accept it.
Well, the thing that one of the first things I'm curious about actually first is, did you end up watching the first season after it aired?
Yeah, after I had done like 4 or 5 shows, I started watching.
Did you?
Yeah.
So what did you think of it, and what did you think of hearing your voice in that context?
I thought my voice has been better. I'll get there, and it's funny because I haven't done a lot of voice work. I noticed there must be a little bit of tension on the way to work, saying, okay, you can't depend on anything else. You can't eat an apple while you're doing this. And I'd say my voice is getting worse and worse the closer I get to Warner Brothers, I just had a little sinus surgery, so I've got a little bit of teenage sound in here now. But like if you look at stuff like, let me see, like I did a movie for Hallmark called Royal Hearts. My voice is real. I was accused of imitating Sam Elliott. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, he's trying to be like Sam Elliott, Well, that wasn't it at all. My voice was just great. I was in heaven shooting in Romania on that film and directing it.
Your voice sounded, I think it sounded amazing in these 2 seasons. So
I think my real answer is it sounds different to me. I might have done it myself different if I was directing myself. Sometimes we'd leave the recorder open and I'd do what the director really liked. And then I'd say, okay, let me just do 10 every different which way now that you've got what you think you want. And then they'll go, I like number 3 of the new one, and then later I'd see the show and I'd go, well, they picked the wrong one, what do I know, But I get a lot of comment that people say that it does add to the show, and I'm not there shooting. I don't have to go through all that stuff.
Well, it reminds me a little bit it adds a little bit of a Western style to the show for me too, hearing your voice, and not just your tone, but even just the style and everything. I'm curious, did they direct you at all in terms of, like, obviously there's certain things they must have, you were just saying about giving you direction, but were there a specific tone that they were looking for?
No, I just think they were really looking for believable readings. And if I mean, when I was in my 20s, people would say, "Are you from Texas or Oklahoma?" I did watch a lot of cowboy, Roy Rogers and Gene Autry. I mean, ancient cowboy stuff, and was fascinated with it when I was a kid. So that may have added into my colloquialism, let's say. And I'm from West Los Angeles. We don't have an accent, I don't think.
I still love Gene Autry, so I hear you there.
Yeah, good. No, it's interesting to go back and see how all that, CBS Studios and a very, very good studio in San Fernando Valley. I forget what the name of the studio is, but all the Roy Rogers films were shot right there. Me, I'm such a fan of the studios that have not been converted. I mean, Fox has, on one side of the street, they have all their new office buildings and their 5-story parking structures. On the other side, nothing has been touched since 1930, and all the stages. And I just love them for that, And I'll go into even over at Warner Bros., I'll see they'll remodel, but they'll do it in an old fashion. And then every once in a while, you walk into a new tiled bathroom. It's like you're in elementary school, and go, doesn't fit at all, because they used to have these, wooden, stalls and stuff like that. And I just loved all that traditional stuff. And there's still, when I did 4 Years of Life in Pieces at Fox recently, we were in the oldest stage on the Fox lot, and I would make it from home here to the lot in 27 minutes and go to the old and be allowed to park by the stage, which nobody had. Oh, it was heaven. It was heaven. I love my business. I do love my business, and I shouldn't. People say, yeah, but this and that. And I said, no, but I'll tell you one thing. They pick the best guys to work on movies for crew, the guys that you hire for 100% pay, but they give you 140% by the end of the day and say, I thought you might need this, or they stay late, or they just go the extra mile. And people that don't do that or are sour go on a do not hire list. Kind of a quiet one, but.
Well, the last thing I'm curious about is, did you have any interest in doing a cameo in Sweet Tooth? Has that come up at all? Is that something that you'd like to do maybe in the future?
I don't know. I mean, they basically shot all of season 2 now. Will they go with season 3?
I hope we'll get a season 3. If they do, would you do a cameo if there's interest?
I would be keen on that. Just one, because it's kind of a great show, and number 2, to get to New Zealand.
Right.
That's a terrific trip. I've been there 3 times now and loved it. So, just for Barbara did a concert first. That's when I first saw it. And it's a country that's bigger than England. The 2 islands are bigger than England, and with 8% of the population. Who could ask for more? It's more cowboy country is what it is.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for the time. I really hope you get there. If there's a season 3, I hope you're on the set for at least today.
Yeah. Well, what I first saw the first 2 shows, I wouldn't be surprised. It's even more interesting this coming year.
It's amazing. It's a great series. Thank you so much for the time. It is absolutely a pleasure.
Thank you, Andrew. Be well.
Have a great day.